said something about like, yo, dudes is wearing cowboy hats and shit. I don't know what it is that when dudes throw on the cowboy hats, they start acting different. Now I got a cowboy hat. I wore a cowboy hat. I wasn't acting different or nothing. Like I was just, you know. I'm gonna save this. I feel like he been going.
With a crooked sight on my rifle to blast these lethals. You eager to rest it.
He been going crazy the last few days on trying to like defend this Kirk dude and shit. So I'm gonna have to watch that real quick. I'm gonna have to watch that because I don't understand what's going on. Like, why is he going so hard for this Kirk situation, dog? Like, I understand you got the platform, and you know what I'm saying you gotta make the content and shit. But like, why? This is not your problem, bro. This ain't an issue that you really need to speak on too much. You know what I'm saying? You don't need to make like several videos trying to like defend this dude. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't have to do it. You don't gotta do it, bro. You don't gotta do it. Just gonna watch it now too. So it's just we're gonna take a little brief intermission because I can't believe what I'm seeing. So, we're gonna watch this. We're gonna react to some Stevie Knight real quick. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna have this discussion because clearly it's something that he's saying brainwash.
I feel like cops.
So when he says brainwash, I need to know if this is not related to the Charlie Kirk shit. I'm gonna turn it off. But I just need to see because he's been on one like the last few times right now. So I'm just gonna see. what he's got going on. I gotta see what we got going on, dog. So we're just gonna see what Stevie Knight's talking about in regards to he used to be brainwashed. And I'm gonna try to be like, all right, that's you, my nigga. But like, because I see what he's doing. He's doing something right now. He's doing something real weird these days right now. Like I don't know what the change is, what he's trying to say. You know what I mean? Just because you're not going through the struggle or you got out of it and was able to break the chains and made your life better, don't mean that, it's a brainwash thing. So I'm just going to see what he got to say. I'm sorry, I got to see what he got to say. So if y'all want to stick around, y'all can. There's more music coming. But like I said, like, I got to see, bro. I got to see.
Interact different with us than anybody else. But I feel like cops interact different with us than anybody else because of whatever reservations they have in their mind is based on the color of our skin. And when they see the color of our skin, something triggers them to act differently with us than anybody else.
I just gotta see how he's about to flip this right now too. I gotta see and I gotta understand. I gotta see and understand right now. Cause with this already, I'm already gonna have a lot to say. I already know I'm gonna have a lot to say. Cause already no, because what he does is this is a part of the introductions now too. Is like he'll have a little clip and he'll be like, "All right, this is what I gotta say." Dope intro, by the way, too. This is not even a knock on me what he's doing, but I just got questions. I gotta see what's going on. So I guess we back to this again. We back on this bag. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe, and we're putting this out.
This is gonna be interesting, bro. It's gonna be cringe, dog.
Very.
It's about to be so cringe, man. But look.
So I'm already mad too, because oh man. I got a cowboy hat too, but it's just mighty strange that somebody didn't call homie out about the like what somebody was like, what the fuck they said? They said something about like, yo, dudes is wearing cowboy hats and shit. I don't know what it is that when dudes throw on the cowboy hats, they start acting different. Now I got a cowboy hat. I wore a cowboy hat. I wasn't acting different or nothing. Like I was just, Donna, you a funny nigga for this shit, bro. I don't know why. That just, all right, man.
I'm doing it to help, to educate, to inform, to create awareness, to create that bridge, dog. You know what I mean? And my day ones, y'all are going to know. Because y'all are going to remember the old Stevie. The old Stevie was cooked, right? And the reason why I'm doing this, man, because, of course, the world has been flipped upside down due to this whole Charlie Kirk tragedy. And people are divided, much more than divided. People have become evil, but, I'm not going to beat that dead horse. Well, I'm going to continue.
All right, so I guess we are still doing this right now. So, like, I don't know what his other videos were or what was going on previously, but what makes these people all of a sudden so evil now? And this is just my question to the world and anybody who supports or watches, follows, subscribes, Stevie Knight, or watch this. Like, was people not evil before when they was when they was doing the Trayvon or when they do the George Floyd challenges and all? Like, I just need to see or know. I need to know if people were evil then, or if people weren't evil then, but people are evil now. And that's the main issue as well too, where we try to pretend, like I said earlier, way earlier in this live, we try to pretend that the evilness is all of a sudden happening. Like, this evilness was happening from the side that you're defending as well too, my brother. Like, they've done multiple instances of mocking, celebrating. Well, I don't know. I can't say the celebrating part because there's levels to it, I guess. But if we're gonna categorize everything, they still mocked the death of these innocent people who was killed by police for whatever reason. Because the same way people are like, you shouldn't kill somebody for what their opinion is, you shouldn't be killing somebody because of their skin color or because you're scared or because they're acting up. You shouldn't be killing these people in that because there are no actual threat to your life to kill these people in those instances. You know what I'm saying? And people have constantly discredited, argued, went and dug up their background. So why was it okay for them, but not okay for the Charlie Kirk situation? Because he has a family? Did those guys not have a family? Like, I'm about to tear this whole thing apart on the low. I think that's really where I'm about to be at right now. Because Stevie is one of those people that I've definitely watched from time to time, and I like what Stevie do. You know what I'm saying? I do like what Stevie do. So this ain't even a knock the content or nothing like this. And this is the dialogue that I think people need to have, because a lot of people just want to get angry and yell at the screen and all that. Nah, let's be civil about this right now. Like, we ain't even already through this right now, and he's already on one right now, and I'm already broke down bits and pieces of that. And that's not brainwashing. It's just the way of life right now. It's not brainwashing. Just because you don't experience this no more doesn't mean people are brainwashed. But okay,
then you beating that dead horse, but not right now.
Let him finish.
Not right now, bro. But you know, past I don't know, a couple of days, I've lost a considerable amount of subscribers. Right off.
Oh, so people are just mad because, you know, we're losing subscribers. Which, dog, like, if you're losing subscribers based off of your opinion and how you view something, those people ain't meant to be there anyway. Why y'all keep hopping on here talking about, oh my God, I lost subscribers because of this, that, and the third? So the fuck what, bro? Niggas lose subscribers every day, B. Niggas lose subscribers every day, B. See, I didn't say nigga not one time all day. And when I get hot or when I get a little drink in my system or when shit just gets me tight, it come out a little bit. The ignorance comes out a little bit. But, bro, people lose subscribers every day, B. Like, why y'all making these videos talking about, oh my God, like, you know, yeah, we know every time we do something, you're going to either gain or lose subscribers. So what's the problem, dog? What's the problem?
Me as, you know, Uncle Tom, the Coon.
First of all, you know, people need to understand Uncle Tom wasn't a bad thing. So you're already killing me right now by saying Uncle Tom as if it's a bad negative reference. Only people that don't actually understand or know what an Uncle Tom is or what Uncle Tom was uses that as an ignorant connotation for black folks. Now, Coon, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Coon a little different. And, you know, I'll let people hold on to that and say what they got to say. I just think that, you know, I explained it a little bit differently, but I won't say you cooning or nothing. But how I'm describing it might mean that. But I won't use those words, though.
Right. You know, whatever they want to call your boy, right? And I just wanted to highlight the transition in my own story, bro, because I used to be one of those people, right? I used to be one of those people, man. And, you know, even though I've lost a bunch of subscribers, I've gained a whole bunch of new ones that are only aware of this version of Stevie that you see before you now. And I keep getting posed this question of, like, you know, how are you able... It's still taboo for a lot of people to see black folks with the perspective of mine, which is the whole problem in itself, man. We need to get rid of this whole assumed monolith of how black people are. That's what holds us back, right? If black folks as a collective can't all agree to terms on certain things, then, you know, that's when the labels fly. But the ironic thing about it is that I used to be one of those.
So it's funny, it goes back to, like I said, like, it's all about if you've matured, grown, seen things from a different perspective, had different life opportunities, like your life has changed based off of your success of what you got going on, whether it's the YouTube, whether it's your book. 'Cause I keep up with Stevie once again. Your life has changed because you've made it happen in fields where you might not get blocked like that. You might not experience the DEI stuff or affirmative action type of shit. You might, and I don't know what you do outside of that, but the field that you show that you're in, it's hard to, I feel like, experience that because you have such a wide avenue to not experience that. But go apply for a job, go work in the field. I mean, you said you did what the fuck, man? Was it Border Patrol or something? You was doing something, bro. So you worked in the field. So I want to know like how you felt when you was working in 9 to 5 every day, whatever, versus now where it looks like the tax bracket changed a little bit. Because it seems like whenever the tax bracket changes, that's when people try to switch up and act like that's not what it is, without knowing that you've done things to get above that. And people will do that, but some people have the 9 to 5 route to go about that. And that's the thing. Like, it's the empathy, you know, it's the funny part. It's the empathy that's being lacked and understanding where people are coming from, where you once were. You know what I'm saying? And you've gotten yourself out of that. And once again, you're comparing your own situations and getting out of things and trying to lump it into how everybody should be thinking, how everybody should feel. I'm big on, you can't tell somebody how to feel. And you can't tell somebody that this is inaccurate. You know what I'm saying? Because if that was the case, why did the Civil Rights Act happen in the 60s, dog? Why did certain things happen throughout time? You know what I mean? But I'm going to let you finish, though, dog. Told you, I guess we got a lot to do.
People, man. And I'm about to take one for the team and go back and look at this video that I posted going at Candace Owens about her opinion on the whole George Floyd situation. I know y'all remember after George Floyd passed, you know, Candace Owens gave her thoughts about the whole thing, how, you know, how black people were praising George Floyd as some type of martyr and all that, man. And during that time, I was still, you know, your typical ninja.
So see, what's crazy is that saying that he's a martyr or trying to spin that as if he's some sort of martyr, we really be out here. And I love how the side, because now I guess I got to categorize, but I love how when the conservative, right, whatever, white, whatever, whoever, however want to say it, they always use the one example, which is Candace Parker, who is literally the face of demeaning just black folks, period. You know what I'm saying? Because she's in that echelon or in that status, or is led to believe that she's accepted or belongs. Now, granted, she's got her credentials and she's got whatever she's got going on. So that's, once again, I'm not going to kirk it and say, well, you know, it's because of DEI and shit like that. It's like she worked hard to get to where she was at, and now she has a different view of opinions on things. But to keep using Candace Owens and that's your only example to be like, well, see, this is that black person, does not help the argument, or does not help a lot of things in that situation. And tying the martyr word, because this is what they've tried to do with Kirk, or are trying to do with Kirk. I don't think anybody tried to make Floyd a martyr, dog. Like, Floyd was just one of the many. He was the one of many, and that was the straw that broke the camel's back. And that's what are we forgetting this shit, bro? Like, are we forgetting the incidents that happened in New York? Are we forgetting about the Sandra Blands? Are we forgetting about the Donald Sterlings? Or not the Donald Sterlings, but the Sterling cat. I forget his first name. We forgetting about the Philando Castiles. We forget about the Mike Browns. Like, what are we trying to rewrite here when we do this? Like, I can't remember people trying to act like he was a martyr, but all I can say is that wasn't the case. It was just the one of many, and that's the straw that broke the camel's back.
I was your typical brainwashed victim black man, right? And just want to highlight that, bro. Because, you know, my goal with this is to try to lift the blinders for as many other people, period, bro. People, period, bro. You know what I'm saying? The goal for anybody should be to lift the ceiling off, period, and take everything in, you know what I mean, and really see what this world has in store for you, man. But the majority of black folks live in their little black box, and this is during time. This is during the time I lived in my little black box, and I didn't know any better, bro. So, yeah, let's do it.
I just need to see what he means by this little black box that he was talking about, because, for me, an example, like, I didn't have my experiences. I didn't had my racist experiences, my near death experiences with police. Like, I didn't ran through it all. And I don't run around screaming victim mentality or anything like that. It's just the facts. You know what I'm saying? I still strap my boots on, strive to be better and everything else. So that's why I'm thinking, this is why I'm here, because I think this is a poor example and a poor misrepresentation of a point trying to be made to defend the acts of people that are going against the Kirk guy. You know what I'm saying? And this is not, once again, I'm not even condoning the celebration or the he deserves it aspect of it, because at the end of the day, you can't wash dirt with dirt. That will be my whole stance every time. You can't wash dirt with dirt in these situations, and that's what both sides and people like this are doing. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that he's inciting anything, but your narratives and your talking points are still washing dirt with dirt. With as big as a platform you got, you should be able to really bring people together and be like, this is the separation of it. Like, we have to look at it as a whole bigger picture versus either half the story or one side's acting crazy and people are stuck in their black box or whatever, and we're just disregarding the black experience, which I'm assuming you should know about because you're from wherever you're from, and it sounds like you may be from somewhere down south. But to hear this and hear how he's spinning right now is kind of wild. It's kind of wild, B.
But Candace Owens doesn't support George Floyd. Let's talk about it. The definition of racism is when you feel like your race is superior than that race. I don't feel like even the cops that get involved in these fucked up situations that happen and a black person ends up dying, I don't think that they killed that motherfucker just because he was black and they're hunting them down, like she say. I don't feel like black people are getting hunted down. I feel like cops interact different with us than anybody else because of whatever reservations they have in their mind is based on the color of our skin. And when they see the color of our skin, something triggers them to act differently with us than anybody else. See? And that's just such dangerous rhetoric too, bro. It's a paranoid way to view the world. It's just nothing good about it at all.
First of all, who's like zooming in and out on this camera? I think that's just kind of fire. I need to figure out that effect too, Like, let me know what you're doing, how you do that.
To assume you know how anybody is viewing you. You will never know what is going on behind someone's eyes. And there's no way to prove it unless bro comes out here and calls you a whole NIGGER and tells you. It's just dangerous rhetoric, bro. I'm not here trying to peel back this and dissect this, even though this would be interesting to do, bro, but that's how I was, bro.
Let me ask you, do you not experience that no more? Like, I'm just confused on what made you change this way, because I don't think you really explained it to me. You just said it's bad rhetoric, but it's true rhetoric in a way when, like, you get, like, for example, to your story, let's see, I was probably about 22, 23 years old, and I had gotten pulled over twice by the police in a matter of 10 minutes. I'm from Boston, went from Boston to Cambridge. There's a bridge that goes from Boston to Cambridge, and I got pulled over by one police officer who also, waited for my light to turn green again for me to drive by him, and then his car loop back around and pull me over. He just ran my plates. He just seen that I'm just a young black driver, right? Got pulled over for no reason, because remember, this is literally for no reason. So this ain't a mindset. This is just the facts and what happens in reality. You know what I'm saying? And then all good, because once again, I got pulled over for no reason. Then I'm in Cambridge, and I'm with my friend. I have a witness for this too. And I'm with my buddy, and we're in the car, and I dropped my license like in between my seat like this. So I'm at another red light in Cambridge. It's 2:00 in the morning. There's no cops. There's no cars. There's no nothing. I go like this. I'm in my shit trying to get my license because I just dropped it. And I'm down here like this. I look up. There's a cop's blicker in my face. You know what I'm saying? He's got his shit in my face, and he's telling me get my hands from underneath the seat. Now, how many situations have we seen similar to this that we can compare to? Not Mike Brown, but Khalil Castiles or anything like that. We've seen this multiple times, and this is well before this even happened. This is well before the police was going sick, and we were seeing this on television like this. And gun out already, runs my license plate, because if you know, when you run the plates, you see who the drivers are. You know you have the profile and everything, so you know who it is. You know what it is. So you already came with the mentality pulling up on me with the gun on me, but you didn't let me know you was there. Because remember, this is the key part. Homie didn't put his sirens on, nothing. He just pulled up on me real stealth like, and I look up and there's a gun in my face. Now, obviously, I'm here today because we got through that. But what does that say? You know what I'm saying? That's not, once again, it's not I used to be there or a mentality thing. This is just how some cops operate. Now, what do you say? Let's call a spade a spade. Well, let's call a spade a spade. Not everybody's like that, but there are a lot that are like that. Let's just call it what it is. And that's the problem, that you guys have these platforms, you have these spaces, you have all these followers and stuff, and you guys are sticking to the script of what your subscribers and followers may be, which seem that they support more of the stuff that that you stand on now, because clearly you've gained followers and you've lost the ones that call you coon and everything else like that. But let's be honest here all the way. You're not wrong, because some people do use that to an advantage to make excuses. That does happen, and that's what you need to say. But don't try to just undermine it as it's an everything and broaden it to that way. That's wrong, Steve. That's wrong, B.
It's just dangerous rhetoric, bro. I'm not here trying to peel back this and dissect this, even though this would be interesting to do, bro, but that's how I was, bro. That's how I was, man. And the ironic thing about that now is just probably the opposite. I've heard cops say it, though, but they are apprehensive about even having encounters with black folk because of the political climate and how things can get twisted and everything's always due to race when, bro, you breaking the law, you breaking the law. Are there racist cops out there? Yeah, man, but to generalize all of them and say they all view black folks a certain way is crazy.
So we're using context of words and stuff like that. Yeah, you're right. Not all cops are like that. Yes, that's very right and very correct. And that's the thing. We have a problem as a society to generalize. And I've probably done that a few times. Like, I'm ranting right now as I've done this little reaction, but we have a problem of generalizing things, and that's definitely the problem. That is 100% the problem. It's all about language.
It's crazy. I mean, it's just the media. The media does a very good job brainwashing all of us through propaganda, the music, the movie.
I don't disagree with the media does do a good job, but with the media, and this is what I hate, is with the media comes reality, though. Yeah, I mean, with the media does come reality. Now, is everybody's experiences different? Yes. But there is a reality where I just told you a story about police brutality incidents twice, and they happen within minutes apart from each other. So there's a reality of this is still a real thing. Is it every and last one of them? Nah, but it's a reality. And it happens more often than none. And then sadly, to his point, they choose to put out what's out there. Because trust me, there's white people getting shot by the police all the time. You know what I'm saying? There's white people getting harassed by the police all the time. But what's juicy is blacks versus the police. You know what I'm saying? That's the juicy part. But that still doesn't negate the fact that we should act like it doesn't happen. You know what I'm saying? So, like, it's not brainwashed, dog. It's just about being in reality versus stop letting everybody tell you what it is and just go look on your own. It's a big thing, too.
All of that, bro. All of it, dog. When all you got to do is just conduct yourself like a law-abiding citizen and not break the law.
You know what, E? That's because the people of today flipped that shit. They started flipping that, bro. You're right. 1,000%. Woke is not what it used to be now. What's good, Mac?
The majority of the time, you're not going to have any problems. Are there bad apples? You can't let bad apples represent the entire group, man. These cops.
With him being right, I will say, being a young black male at the time, I was definitely getting pulled over for the routine traffic stops a lot more for no reason versus, oh, I broke a traffic routine stop or whatever, or sorry, I broke a traffic violation or whatever. Like, I can guarantee you in my 20s, every time I've been pulled over, it's been for no reason. Like, I'll give you another example. And this is why it's not a mentality or a brainwashing thing. It's reality versus stop watching the news. Prime example, I was in Mission / Heath Street. If y'all don't know, that's an area in Boston. You know what I'm saying? It's a hood in Boston. I don't claim no hoods, but I'm from around areas where I have to drive through hoods. So I'm driving through. I'm on the rotary. And as I'm on the rotary, I am getting ready to pull out of the rotary. So a bunch of the D boys, and if you know what I'm talking about, the D techs, they rolled by me. So we basically looked at each other like this. Once again, only reason why they looped around is because we looked at each other. And the only reason why I looked at him was because I was giving a look to make sure I'm good to pull out so I can go around the road or go through so I can get through where I need to go to. They pulled around, did the little U-Wop, pulled me over, asked me first thing they pulled up and asked me is where's the guns at and shit. So this shit does happen, dog. And I don't have a victim mentality. You know what I'm saying? I have a reality mentality. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, this shit does happen. And I don't hurt a fly. I'm not in the streets. I don't gangbang. I play basketball. You know what I'm saying? And this is what was happening to me with the police in regards to this issue. So I'm straight. You know, people gotta do better, bro. People gotta do better, man. You can't just hop on here and make these statements and then say it's bad rhetoric. But you're literally sitting here 6 minutes in with bad rhetoric right now. Now, granted, I agree with some of the points, but you're not giving it all the way. You're not giving it up all the way, Stevie.
It's few and far between, right? Generally, cops are very good people. They're very good people, man. But the good deeds are never shown and highlighted and given the same attention compared to a cop out here doing some evil shit. And once you see that cop doing some evil shit and whatever, however many other cops have done evil shit in the past, all cops get labeled like this, bro. When 95% of cops are very, very good people, bro. It takes a very good person to put their life on the line to protect and serve, bro. And the cops wasn't here. Shit. The small percentage of us that are black do so much fucked up shit. So when they see somebody black, they're automatically associated with what those black people are doing, which is a level of racism. It's because of he's black and what those black people do. I'm gonna associate with this black person.
Got you,
since he's black, I'm gonna act like he does what those fucked up black people do. Right? That's racist.
I got a few on the list, but I took a break.
Racist. But I understand that. I would understand that. But we could dive deeper into it. Dude, I wish she was here. I could talk to her. Like, the black people. Candace would have grilled my ass, boy. She would have fucking cooked me, dog. Had my ass on a fucking spit.
You know, I'm just going to say homie's getting a nice little check. He's in a different tax bracket right now. He doing good. So, him doing good, which is fine. It goes back to, like, I always, like, you know, he must have not been doing that good in the YouTube space back then or something. Like, it must, you know, the bracket must have not have changed that much for him to start changing his tone up like this. Because the only time I know this is when people change the tone is when they work to that point to get out of that bracket and be in a different time zone, so to say. So all this is that homie don't see it no more. Like most wealthy, get money, you know, folks in the industry, so to say, because this is an industry game that we play into in its own way. But when they get to a different tax bracket, now it's like all that other shit's bullshit. It's like, bro, did you forget your grind that you had to do to get up there? Did you forget everything beforehand? Because, you know, you was feeling away beforehand. It's only what changed. And that's what I always ask. What changed? Because for me, like, I don't have this mentality. I'm just like, it's reality. Like, reality still exists, even if you're in your fucking house on the hills or whatever the case may be. The reality of common folk still exists. Now, if that's a common folk problem, that's a common folk problem. It goes back to, once again, don't use these things as excuses to not excel and get up there, but don't also in the same breath act like it don't happen. That's the problem.
Like, in the grand scheme of things, bro, like the black dilemma, the black struggle, the victimhood thing, dog, like the fix all to that is stop looking at black people as a monolith, bro, because we're all tied into the system and what we've been brainwashed and indoctrinated to believe. But if you take a step back and just focus on your situation and control what you can control and not worry about anything else, that would snap everybody out of it, dog.
That's a fact, but also at the same time, Stevie, you missing the bigger picture here at this point. Because I don't know, like, once again, it look like you do this full time. Go back into the real world where you have to deal with possibly a racist boss, or being in an area where like the system of the working class gets held down and they can't get to certain positions, or try going to school for like 4 or 5 years, brother, and getting all the education, and then trying to get into these certain places, into these certain jobs, and still not getting the respect or even getting the position because of X, Y, and Z reasons, or because it's what you look like, because they don't like what you look like. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, bro. I don't know, man.
That will snap everybody out of it, bro. 'Cause I'm sitting here talking about how
Because he's like right and wrong at the same time. Like, it's funny listening to this because like some of his points are spot on, but a lot of it's like, bruh.
all cops view black people, bro. But if me sitting here applying that to my own situation, I've had my handfuls of run-ins with the law prior to, well, even when I was in law enforcement. I got arrested when I was a federal agent, bro. Almost got fired for.
Oh, this nigga. Oh. Oh. Oh, you a Fed? You a former Fed? You a Fetty Wap?
For a dog. And my ass was on some fuck shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? Stereotypical ninja, right? Getting in trouble with the fucking cops, dog. But even with that, my own situation, bro, for me to feel so passionately about the fact that, you know, all cops look at black people the same way. One would think that every encounter I've had personally with law enforcement, cops have treated me like I was a ninja. And that couldn't be further from the truth. And the majority of black people, period, in America are going to say the same thing. But
y'all heard me sit here first, just tell y'all about 4 or 5 stories, and I got a lot in the tuck too. I got a lot in the chamber, and like I said, I ain't even get involved with the streets or get involved. I just ride DWB, driving while black. You know what I'm saying? That's literally what it is. So like, once again, you can't get so caught up into like, well, my experience isn't like that, and that can't be the case for everybody. Because who are you speaking for, bro? He just said, what did he just say?
I've had personally with law enforcement, cops have treated me like I was a ninja. That couldn't be further from the truth. And the majority of black people, period, in America are going to say the same thing.
That's the thing. You speaking for too many people, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? That's your problem. That's a lot of people's problem. People be trying to speak up for too many people when it's just your experience. You know what I'm saying? It's your isolated experience, which everybody's experience ain't gonna be yours, and your experience, like my experience, ain't gonna be yours, and yours ain't gonna be mine. I just told you 5 stories in that regard, and I literally have done nothing. I drove while being black. I can give you the one instance of where I did some shit and the cops still got at me, and I deserved it, but at the same time, I'm like, well, what about the white guy who wanted to stab me? You know what I'm saying? Like, what about the white guy who spit on me and tried to stab me, but you arrested me and thrown me all up in the window because I whooped his ass? So it's like, bro, like, you talking about your own experiences and trying to categorize it as this every black person's experience, bro. You can't do that. And that's why black folks is gonna be mad at you, and that's why you probably have people all up on you in your comments, because you're only stuck in your mindset of things, and you're not having the empathy. You know what I'm saying? It seems like these people be lacking empathy for real. You know what I'm saying? They lack half of it because you don't feel it. You know what I'm saying? So it's crazy how this shit work.
But, you know, let them tell it. All cops are fucking racist. You know what I mean? Because we get brainwashed and fall victim to the shit that they feed us on social media, in the music, in hip hop. Matter of fact, we glorify this shit, bro. That's the fucking problem. When if you just, you know, hold your own self accountable, look at your own situation, regardless of what your situation is, and do what you can do, control the controllables, you will pull yourself out of any situation 9 times.
And that's something I agree with too. Control what you can control, but at the same time, some things are beyond your control. It goes back to like, I'm just gonna keep literally being like, well, what happens when you gotta go to work, or what happens when you need to apply for a job, what happens when you want to get a promotion, what happens with all those things that systematically happen within the system? Because it goes back to like, if there was no civil rights and affirmative action, my nigga, you probably wouldn't be having the same feel. Is it that we've gotten too comfortable as a culture, as an overall collective, to think that like we're just fitting in naturally? Is that what's happening? I don't know. But for black folks to try to undermine affirmative action and all these things just because they're in a good position. I never liked that. I never ever liked that. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not even talking to somebody that's down in the slums and, you know what I'm saying, whatever. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking from somebody who's like, yeah, I control what I can control, but like I also don't ignore the reality of things. And that's the problem with people. People ignore the realities. I'm gonna say that multiple times, ignoring the realities. That might be the fucking thumbnail to this shit. Me and Stevie's face.
Out of 10. Does fucked up shit happen to some people that is unfair, that it makes it much more difficult than anybody else? Yeah, but that's life. But in 2025, the motherfuckers out here cannot act like there's slavery going on. But you think it's slavery still going on, by the way.
Bro, what the fuck are we talking about? Like, we ain't saying slavery, bro. Like, we talking about simple civil rights, dog. Like, we are talking about the simple things that happen throughout time where they continuously implemented shit to fuck with black people, you know what I'm saying, all the time. Why you think they going so hard? Like, if you was to really sit back and listen to what these people say, why you think they go so hard about trying to rewrite and get rid of things for black folks? Like, yeah, they start with the brown folks and the Spanish, our Spanish brothers and Hispanic sisters and shit, but you don't think you not next? You know what I'm saying? You don't think you not next or not involved in these plans or this sick sadistic thing? Because once again, if it goes back to, if it's not white, it ain't right. You know what I'm saying? These people are pushing, if it ain't white, it ain't right. They just didn't beat that horse to the ground for so fucking long that you can't keep going back to blacks, but you can use that angle with DEI and stuff. But when you want to talk about the racial profiling and stuff, the new age way is targeting Hispanics and our black and brown brothers. The language is all the same. We just dressing this shit up a little bit differently, and that's why I think I got a problem with brothers like himself trying to pretend that that's not the case. It's nasty.
The black victimhood mentality is so prominent, bro, but it's done on purpose, dog. Like me, it took YouTube opening my eyes, ripping me out that motherfucker, talking to all y'all. I was fortunate to have that happen to me.
So it goes back to, why did it change? Was it YouTube? Was it because you got into a different tax bracket? Because I pay attention when people, when us black folks, because I only got to talk, this is a us situation. This is a black on black conversation right now with me and Stevie. But, and obviously with us in here, but like, you know, he's trying to, you know, undermine certain things. So it's like,
had I not had YouTube, I would never be.
So it's like with the YouTube shit, bro, it's like I said, like, things must have changed a little bit, and that's okay. That is okay. But don't, you know what they say, man? Don't forget where you came from, man. Don't forget what you used to know. It might not apply to you, but don't forget what you know, brother. Don't forget the reality. And you fucked up putting that cowboy hat on too, because I know a lot of people called you out about this cowboy hat shit. It ain't me, but it just stood out to me. I got a cowboy hat too, but I don't throw my cowboy hat on and start saying wild shit about my people either. But like,
here, you know what I'm saying? But the government know it, politics know it, these companies know it. They know how to get money from us. They know how to get the fucking vote. They know how to keep people in a certain place. But that goes for everybody, dog. Right? It's fucking divide and conquer and survival of the fittest, bro. And the more informed you become, more educated you become, more aware you become, the better you're able to navigate this world, bro. When you sitting here demonizing your own people because they're really trying to put you on, dog, but it goes against what you've been fed since you was a fucking baby. You know what I mean? Parents don't fucking know no better. Grandparents don't know no fucking better, dog. When you a free thinker, motherfuckers don't like that shit, because call me a black conservative because I have this stance on things, bro. Like, even the whole black conservative label, bro, I don't like that shit. I don't like being placed in no motherfucking box, dog. It's a free thinker. No longer slave to the black struggle narrative, bro. Think for myself, right? So that's what everybody should do. Think for themselves, regardless of what color you are. Think for yourself.
I mean, shit, we kind of beating the same thing. I said that and said the same thing, but it goes back to, like, we can't act like this shit don't exist and trying to, like, debunk it or undermine it and pretend that it's not a reality. And it's not a black reality. It's a world reality, because black people don't run around talking about it like that. It's your Kirks and them being like, why do all these people have these advantages to get to what they need to get, and then the white guys suffer from it? So that's the part that I'm at, is like, black folks ain't really complaining about it like that. It's more or less that they talking about, it's this Kirk thing that's brought up, and black folks are like, well, hold on, whoa. What about the last 10 plus years alone? We ain't gonna talk about history, Because even listening to that just tells me history. So was history a lie? Was history a victim mindset? Was the KKK being at voting booths and ballots and stuff, like preventing black people to go vote? Like, was that all a lie? Is that all fake and fabricated? Did they need to just not live by the victim mentality and just do, like, make it make sense a little bit, my brother? Like, make it make sense a little bit, dog. Because you even referring to our parents and stuff like that, who our parents went through that physically and lived through that physically. I had a mother or I had a father, and my mother lived through the civil rights times in real time. And I'm sure you did too. So for you to kind of say that, it's kind of like a slap in the face to your grandparents, your parents, and shit like that. It's not a mentality, bro. It ain't a mentality. It's just a reality. And like you said, you have to break out of that reality. You have to break out of that. And it's hard to, because I'm pretty sure, like your mother has told you through life, going through school, and your father, you have to work 10 times harder. Why do you think you have to work 10 times harder to just get to the base level, if you ever had to? Why do you think so?
Get the fuck off social media. Think for yourself, right? Stop having so much evil and ill intent in your heart. Think for yourself. That'll get anybody out of places, bro. But, you know, the emotions are strong. I get it, dog. Outside of controlling the controllables for your own individual situation, one of the other best things you could do for yourself, just stop being so emotional. Just take the feelings away for a second. Look at all these situations objectively. It's gonna be impossible for most because they're so tied to it, bro. You know what I'm saying? That slavery narrative, dog. We can't forget about it. Anybody asking you to forget about it? But we're in 2025, dog. There's no more slavery, bro. There's no more.
You sounding just like them with this whole no more slavery and forget it. Like, yo, ain't nobody been talking about slavery, bro. We going back to the 1800s and shit like that. Everybody says that, bro. Everybody says that. That's the problem too. What about 1964? What about 1982 when a Ku Klux Klan member ran for fucking governor of Louisiana? Like, what are we talking about that it's not slavery? We know it's not slavery, my guy. Everybody knows we're not in the slavery time. That's not the point. That is not the point, my brother. Literally is not the point, bro. We talking about current times, guy. Current times where that wasn't too long ago. Your mom and dad were born in those times. This is our time. That's not slavery, my guy. This shit fucked me up, man, because now it's coming together. Like, everybody want to be like, this ain't slavery. The fuck, man? Like, we know it ain't slavery, bro, but like, shit was passed in 1964. Like, shit was happening in 1968. Black leaders were getting shot down in 1960s and shit. Like, if we're back.
Dog. If you really want to take it there, I'm getting off track, dog. But this is real shit, dog. This is real shit. There's no more slavery, bro. But if you really want to take it there, nobody has any excuse to say somebody else is holding them back or they can't get somewhere, bro. Dog, with everything you have available to you, bro, the fucking World Wide Web and ChatGPT, right? I voiced this so many times on my private self-development group. Outside of this, right, for those of y'all interested, pull up, man. I'm helping folks improve mentally, physically, financially, all that, man. But one of the biggest things I echo in there, and it's real shit, dog, we as a people have never had the surplus of resources available to us at our fingertips. Every answer to every question, every answer to every test, everything is out there for you to take advantage of, bro. So there's no fucking excuse for you to say you're stuck, right? There's no excuse to say someone's in your way. There's no excuse.
So with those points, because he's not tying it into something else, but he's right. We have too much at our disposal to be, but that's anybody though. That's anybody. But to the whole point that he was making before, I'm still standing on that, and I still think he's whatever, misguided, misinformed, or just doesn't care or is fatigued. I don't know, but he's right about this. Like, I don't disagree with a lot of things. It goes back to, like, I like what he said earlier. It's about being a free thinker. You know what I'm saying? But it's also, with being a free thinker, you got to address the faults in reality. It goes back to that, bro. There's still a reality.
Excuse for you to say that you can't get somewhere that you want to get, right? It may be difficult. You may have to switch shit up. You may have to be uncomfortable. You may have to get out of your daily routine, bro. But dog, all the motherfuckers that have struggled over everything in the past, regardless of their fucking skin tone, bro, white, black, Asian, whatever the fuck, bro. Imagine if fucking Thomas Edison had ChatGPT. You know what I'm saying? Imagine if Leonardo da Vinci had Google. You know what I'm saying? Imagine if all these motherfuckers had what we have available now, bro. You don't have no fucking excuse not to be the best version of yourself regardless of what the fuck is going on. So making excuses when there's literally no reason to make an excuse because you run into an obstacle, you run into a fucking wall, just go on the internet and figure some other shit out. Figure some shit out. But it takes some ingenuity. It takes some creativity. It takes some give a fuck, right? Nothing's handed to you, bro. But the irony in society today is that so many resources available to us that people are so soft and so comfortable and don't want to go out there and place themselves in vulnerable positions or uncomfortable positions. You know, don't want to be inconvenienced, bitch, when everything is available to you, bro. If you're crying victim over anything in 2025, dog, you don't know, or you just a lazy fuck. You don't know, or you're just a lazy fuck. Right? The majority, I'm going to give y'all grace and just assume that y'all just don't know. Y'all don't think about it like that. Right? You want handouts. You want people to come save you. Fuck that. Shit, want nobody to come fucking save you, bro.
And then also, too, because I feel like I'm actually not disagreeing with him here. You know what I'm saying? I don't disagree with his points on this at all. But I think there's a false narrative under DEI. Because remember, this is about DEI and, you know, just the brainwash mentality, because this is all stemming from Kirk shit. And I also have to say that the examples he was giving for DEI, they didn't just give them degrees from all these Ivy League schools. Like, they wasn't given these credentials and these things that you need to be successful in the positions that they're in just to take it from a white guy. So it goes back to like the conception of thinking that it's a handout when people are actually working hard and earning things too. And because they worked hard and had to do double what maybe a white person may have had to do, which if we're going to say that that's not true, then I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Then we can't have certain conversations, but those things aren't given to them. You know what I'm saying? That's the narrative that has to be shut down too, is that we're acting like these things are given to people. Given is when you didn't work hard for it, you didn't do anything, you just waltzed right in and said, hey, I'm black, because I guess white people aren't included in this, even though you know it does benefit white people as well too, just like welfare. But they don't just walk in and be like, yo, I'm black, yo, I'm fucking Hispanic, yo, I'm Asian, yo, I'm just a person of color, give me this. Nobody does that. And that's how it's also being spun too, and I'm not a fan of that. So I'm like, you know what I'm saying? I'm 20% with Stevie on some of the things, bro.
Even with the whole black struggle narrative, dog. Say, for instance, I know there's some people going to hate what the fuck I'm saying, and they still want to hold the victim card and want to still say, I demand reparations, and it's harder for black folk.
You got to stop generalizing motherfuckers, man. That's the problem, too, is just the way you're speaking about it. You can't generalize it as people as a whole, because as a black man listening to this shit, I don't feel like I relate to any of this, but I am aware of the reality of the situations, and I have empathy for my people on the situation. Now, what they do to get themselves out of it is on them. I'm not going to teach or coach them through that part like that. You know what I'm saying? Because like you said, we all got the resources and shit to get out of that. But I don't ignore the reality of like what the system is. And if he's about to say like systematic racism and all that don't exist, I think we might be done here.
It ain't fair. Everybody had a head start on us and all that shit, bro. Use that shit as fuel, right? Don't be a fucking bitch and then want somebody to fix your shit, bro. Use that shit as fuel and say, I can win any fucking way. Let that shit motivate you and empower you to bust through any fucking wall, dog. Right? And it's easier now because you got
the resources.
Google, ChatGPT, Grok, all this shit, bro. Motherfucker, there's no excuse. Use that animosity, use that hatred, use that victim mindset to empower you to bust through shit if it's that difficult for you. But I'm telling you, it's better off just not using any excuse, look at your situation, identify your weaknesses, to identify your strengths, and then utilize resources available to you and kill it. Black, brown.
He's got 100% valid points on that. Like I said, I'm 20% with Stevie on what he's got to say. But as you've seen how I've spoken on the points that I'm not with, that's why I said 20%, because 80% of the shit that he was kind of talking was kind of weak. But as far as get out and get something, go out and get something and do it on your own and getting after it, I'm 100% with him on that. 100%.
White, Asian, whatever the fuck, bro. But yeah, seeing me like this, bro, I can recall having conversations with close ones, people that I respect, people that are smart, that knew me. I remember having conversations with them once I got out my little black box, bro. I remember talking to one of my bros. He was like, man, you know, I hated seeing you be like that, and I hate seeing black folks, period, be like this, bro, because it's weak, right? But you know what I'm saying? He can't say that shit publicly. Right, he can't say that shit in the wide, out in the open, bro, because motherfuckers getting their feelings, dog. You know what I mean? Cuz gonna look at him like Kirk or some shit, right? But being that he knew I was out of that box, man, we sitting there having that conversation, man, it was embarrassing. It hurt my feelings. It hurts my feelings today seeing black folks still run with this fucking narrative, dog, because if these black folks that are still living with the victim mindset became aware, held themselves accountable, bro, we could change the whole fucking world, bro. If black folks could get out their own way and capitalize off of what black folks really have to offer, man, this shit turn the whole fucking world upside down, dog. Real shit. Real shit, bro. You know, politically, money-wise, business-wise, culture-wise, we get rid of the whole ninja mentality, bruh, and, you know, embrace education and embrace financial literacy, and with all that comes with us, bro, man, y'all ain't ready for that conversation. Y'all ain't ready for that conversation, man, but that's the goal, bro.
I am.
That's the goal, man.
That's a part of the 20. That's a part of the 20% I agree with. That's a part of the 20% I agree with, dog.
I feel like I played enough of this shit. I've been rambling my ass on for the past couple minutes now because it's real, dog. You know, I'm real passionate about it. I'm always down, you know, to give my perspective, you know, give my journey, and, you know, empower and educate those who want it. You know, for those that are ready for that conversation.
We can have that conversation. I don't think you're gonna want to have it with me because I'm just small time BITO over here. You know what I'm saying? But I think we can have a pretty constructive conversation and stuff like that, man. That's why I'm here, because I'm sitting here like I gotta see what you gotta say.
But yeah, bro, you know, from a victim to the Uncle Tom.
Uncle Tom's a good thing.
Couldn't be the furthest from the truth, bro. But you know what I mean? It's like anything else, bro. It's like if they don't like how it sounds and they ain't got no answer for it, they attack you personally, bro. It goes with anything. It goes with anything, bro. It's like, you know, if I have nothing for you in the argument, then fuck you. You the worst motherfucker ever. Right? But you know, that's just how the cookie crumbles, I guess, man. But anyway.
Yeah, that little camera effect. I need to know how he's doing that shit, dog. What button he hit for that?
Thoughts?
Like I said, I'm 20% with Stevie. You know what I mean? I don't fully agree with everything, but like, you know, look what we just did. I didn't have to scream, call him out of his name. I mean, I might have, you know, saying black to black man, I might have, you know, called him a nigga a few times and stuff like that. But you know, that's just how we talk with each other. I don't mean it in no disrespectful manner and shit. And I know he don't like to say in this shit, but you know, he says ninja, so you might as well fucking say it, nigga. But nah, play it. But nah, man, he made some valid points. But I don't agree with all of them at all. Like I said, 20% I agree with. The other 80, I'm just like, you're doing too much generalizing and you're using your own experiences versus overall. I thought it was going to be worse than that, you know what I'm saying? Because I've been seeing his rants, and, you know, he's been doing a good job on fucking playing the clips where it'll get you mad, but I'm like, nah, I got to see the whole thing. So, you know, I may disagree, but I don't gotta call him out of his name. I don't gotta coonize him. You know what I mean? I don't gotta label him anything, even though Some things sound a little funny. I don't know what type of people you're around, what type of conversations you have with the type of people you're having with or whatever, but you know, it is what it is. Some people have that fatigue, you know what I mean? Like, and a lot of people have that fuck it, I'm gonna go after and get it, which that's the mentality you should have. Nothing should ever stop you. But you gotta admit at the same time, black folks just have obstacles. Now, he made a valid point where you have too many resources, which that's where I agree with him. There's too many resources to be held down. But if you're just out in the real world and you're just trying to get onto anything or try to, let's say, get into their world, so to say, you know what I mean? Because if you got to go through the banks and get a loan, you got to do all that, you're going to run through some obstacles. And that's the part where I'd be like, you know, is it a reality or a mentality thing? You know, it could be a mix of both. I think it's more of a reality, and a lot of people use it to fit their mentality, which is a bad thing. But the reality is that this shit is very real. The mentality is what you have to change and how you overcome it. And that's where I think people get a little fucked up at. But that's my rant for that. I know that went well over some time, which is my bad. But give me like 5 minutes. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe. We're definitely putting this reaction out there to that one because Mr. Stevie been having me watching some shit and be like, what's this guy talking about right now? So don't forget to like the video, subscribe. I hope that this gets out there and then goes to some people so they can understand like what the fuck going on. But don't forget to like the video, subscribe. We out of here. Peace.